Hello, all. We find ourselves communing here with the full moon in Pisces and the lunar eclipse. That's going to start at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so on Sunday the 7th. So it will be sunny for me, so I will miss it, but the other side of the world can see it. And this moon in Pisces, it asks us, what are we escaping from? Frankly, current events, because this world is trash. It's being trashed by incompetent assholes. And we gotta escape. We gotta be able to take time from dealing with these horrors of reality in order to recuperate and rest. The moon card in the tarot, is the Pisces card. And it represents that boundary, that illusion of reality and dreams, that sometimes we need to take off those rose-colored glasses, right, and see what's really going on and not just what we want to go on. And in order to fight back against this, in order to be the activist, if we're called to do that, we do need to take time away as well. That being said, escapism can be addictive, right? It's appealing. You want to stay in it because it's better than what's going on. And when we feel lost, helpless, or hopeless, speaking from experience, I had basically a year where I was a complete alcoholic and devalued myself because everyone else devalued me. I lost a lot of friends because they couldn't hold themselves accountable when I would try to do things and talk. But it is what it is, right? And having alcoholism and addiction run in my family, and I know it runs in a lot of people's, we all have our vices. We all have that thing we gravitate towards to help us feel better. I know that I'm a sensitive person. I have Venus and Cancer in my chart, and I'm empathetic. I'm very caring, and it got to the point where I wasn't caring anymore, that I was mean, and I didn't want that. I don't know when I weaned myself off, but I did. And I don't really drink, like, very rarely. I'm talking special occasions. I prefer cannabis. It's legal here in Maryland, and it helps. Now, one hit typically will calm down my anxiety and those overactive thoughts that can get my ass in trouble, or but I have to be careful because I can just shut off myself completely, which is weird because then it also weakens my boundaries. It weakens my energetic walls, which then brings other energies in. And part of Pisces, especially with the physiology, is discerning self from non-self. What is truly me and what is somebody else's stuff? And that's not to say you can't help other people, right? But you also got to make sure that you're not sucking in that energy for yourself, right? Or even releasing it to other people. And that can be tricky. On the physiology, because I love mixing physiology and astrology. That's what they did back in the day, right? You had to learn it. It reflects on my Hashimoto's hypothyroid. I have autoimmunity. Pisces rules the immune system. And my body's fighting itself. Smoking is not helping because it's inflaming the area that's trying to heal. So I've got to work with that, right? Edibles would be better. But it's of course, the instant gratification, right? So another thing that the moon asks us is, what is our balance between the physical world and our the spiritual world, our faith, our practices, whatever belief system you practice, right? Do you walk your talk, or are you just spouting to hear yourself? I try not to be a hypocrite. I can be a procrastinator for sure, but it's one thing to say I follow Christ and another to be a fucking dictator, fascist motherfucker. What? I'm sorry. Do you need to read it again? Um, do you take what you learn daily in your life and filter it from, like I said, what's actually serving you, right? Because Virgo is about the day-to-day life. What we do daily affects us, affects our health, affects how we react, right? And so it's not just psychological, it's physiologically as well, and emotional. And is this, serving you for your growth and human development and your evolution? Needing to discern truth from lies, or even truth from myth. Myth isn't necessarily a lie. Mythologies like Greek and Rome and whatnot, they're stories. They're stories used to describe something that they just didn't have the concept or words for. And when we fail to be able to translate in our world in a linear or even literal format, we need to provide that extra poeticness. So that's why myth and astrology are combined, right? It's a language. It's a language. And not everyone speaks the same language, so we have to figure out how to find that common ground, essentially. How do you describe something when you don't understand it, but you can feel it and you can see it through other people, through plants, through animals, just through the seasons? This is to do with the symbol of the fishes of Pisces, right? The two fish with the tails tied together. It's the push and the pull. Our earthly desires versus our spiritual goals, right? It's how do we find that balance? If you're a nerd like me, a good example, or at least not example, but yes, not so directly, would be Twee and La from Avatar: The Last Airbender. They're the spirit fishes, right? They're the water spirit. And when Aang takes the spirit into himself, it's very obvious, right? The earthly desires of Zhao and the power there versus the balance of the moon. Right, there was a lunar eclipse on that episode too. I think I might be watching Avatar later today. But meditate on these things. Sit on these things, right? And it will be uncomfortable. And it needs to be uncomfortable. Because we can't get past, we can't grow, right? If we don't break through that soil. Plants go through hell to grow and fruit and give us that which nourishes us. So why don't we do the same fucking thing to ourselves? And again, I'm calling myself out as well. So and journaling. I have a voice recorder around here because I can't always write well, or I lose my train of thought. And you know what? That's okay. It doesn't have to be complete sentences. Refine through, muddle through, right? We're discerning, right? We're separating that which is just spouting nonsense, or just getting what's built up out. So then that you can come back to that and take notes and be able to work with the you that you want to be. just like I want to be the person I am meant to be. So that would be the full moon in Pisces, and thank you. This has not been easy to record. I have gone through several iterations, distractions, sleepiness, all the fun. But yeah, I plan on doing a lunar eclipse in the middle of the day. So catch me on YouTube, Facebook, Blue Sky. I'm not on Instagram as much anymore. My website is hedgeherbsandahearth.com. And yeah, hope to see you guys later. Thank you.